Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellie, most people call me Els, and we are back with Skies and Dolls Formation Flying, part 2 this time. And we're in a different location, we're in a different aircraft, and we are going to be having one of the Skies and Dolls ladies join us, Linda, who's going to be leading the flight. There's a very loud... That's an Airbus helicopter, but it's looking like a jet, so it's very loud and don't know what they're quite doing. What's going on there? Okay, fair enough. We've got a hovering jet. That's something you don't see every day in the sim. Well, it pretty much is. I've also got my coat hanger, my trusty coat hanger on that lets me look around as well, so I can look around and follow in formation. That is some jump jet kind of thing. Wow. Thank you, Slot. I don't feel it. I feel absolutely unshowered and my hair needs washing, but thank you so much. Cool. Let's do some hellos. We are taking off at 10 o'clock, so I'm 7 o'clock, so I'm conscious of time. Thank you all for your daily kitty scratches. They should now be working. You'll get the rah. You'll get the kitty come up on the screen as well. I managed to figure it out because it's clever. Let's say some hellos. Trez, hi. No. Olga as well. The lovely Sloth. Kitty Scratch. Olga's still cold. Oh no, you're still hot. It's getting cooler. Wops as well. Welcome in. I didn't hear the Kitty Scratch roar, but it should have done. I should have heard it. Have I got it set up on here? Wait, I set it all up and I didn't add it to this bit. Am I serious? Kitty Scratch. Kitty Scratch, come back. Where's Kitty Scratch? Browser, Kitty Scratch. It should already be there. Why is it not showing? Mix it up, mix it up. It was working. Now it doesn't want to work. Of course it doesn't want to work. Mix it up. There we go. Right, sorry, that's my bad. It should now work on this screen. The fuck? That thing is loud. Wow, down in game. Wobbs, hi, hope you're well. It's me. Where are we flying? We are flying in the Grand Canyon today. I'm just going to get conscious of time, so I'm going to jump into game stream as well. Yeah, we're flying the Grand Canyon today, which will be very, very cool. It's really cool scenery. So Linda's going to lead. I'm going to fly on her wing. I'm going to be transitioning around. One of the things that we talked about last time, the formation flying, is I've written this guide which talks about formation flying, and we've talked about all the formatting, we talked about site references, we use some of the terminology. When we get in the aircraft, this is a very different cockpit, so I'll show you the site references. We talked about tips and tricks, we talked about the different things, so echelon, Vic, diamond, we talked about arrows, if you remember, fingertips. But what we're going to talk about today is transitioning your formation. So I'm going to move from one side to the other. If there's multiple aircraft, how you do that. We may not have multiple aircraft today, but we'll see who turns up in the chat. We may get some other Skies and Dolls joining us. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about transition. And I'll talk about the different terminology and the comms we use when we're transitioning as well. So I'm going to just minimize that screen there. We'll get into the aircraft. Actually, we need to get outside the aircraft because we need to take all of the chocks and things off. We need to remove all of our covers. Otherwise, we're not flying anywhere. Linda's over there. Linda started up already. So we are good. We're going to get in the aircraft. I'm going to jump into Discord. You should be able to hear Linda as well. Discord. Hey Linda, I am back with you.
Copy.
Let's have a look. Cool, yep, that should be broadcasting Discord. Yeah, looks like it is, which is cool. Okay, let's get this aircraft started, because we did say a 7 PM takeoff. I want to make sure I've got the route loaded. Make sure I've got fuel. We're going to configure. We are going to go fuel. We're going to go 4 tanks, which we are.
Yep.
We're going to go flight planner. So the route we are flying, we are taking off from Grand Canyon Airport. And essentially we're going to be heading straight out over the top of the visitor center. No, that's not the flight plan. Why is my flight plan not loaded? Load PLM file. Here we go again. I'm doxing myself. Documents. My docs. Skies and doors. Formation 2. For some reason it didn't load. Send to HC and avionics. So let's talk about the route again. We are going to be taking off. We're heading straight, pretty much north. Runway heading. We'll go over the Grand Canyon Visitor Center, which is up here. And then do a route through part of the Grand Canyon. It's around about 45 minutes flying, something like that. And I'm going to be talking about the different formations we're going to be doing and that kind of stuff. Because Linda and I, it's going to be very loose comms. I'll talk about the different comms and the brevity when we get up in the air. Chat covers up the route. Does it let me? So it does. Let me put the route on that side. Then it's out of the way. Let's get the aircraft up and running first. So essential bus, avionics on. We need the engine on. Fuel pumps on. Get everything up and running on the screens. Enter, enter, enter. We'll wait for the alignment as well. While that's going on, we can make sure we've got a little bit of throttle. Parking brake is on. Let's start the engines. Cool, engines are started. Which is good. We'll wait for the alignment as well. Okay, you can see it there. Right, so yeah, sorry. We are taking off from runway 03. We haven't got any wind on today, so we're just going to fly straight out. Linda's going to lead. I'm going to taxi behind, take off behind. I'm going to catch up and then form up on her, or formate on her, and talk about the different approaches. You can see with this cockpit, you can see a lot around compared to the last one. So formation on the left hand, on the right hand side is going to be really good. Formation on the right hand side, left hand side will be really good as well. Formation in slot, you've got this great big cover thing here, is going to be difficult, but we're going to do it, and I'll show you the site references we talked about last time. So yeah, we're going to fly a little route through Grand Canyon. Linda, feel free to kind of follow loosely the flight plan. There's a river down there. We can go as high as you want, as low as you want, and do that essentially. We've got 3 minutes. I'm aligned. If you want to start taxiing out, that'd be cool. I'll come and join you. So let me just reset my head tracking. For some reason, it's putting my cockpit over there. There we go. They're central. I'm going to sit up very slightly. I think you just disappeared for me. I'm hoping it didn't disappear for me. Let's get our parking brake off. Let's go taxi out. Didn't put any lights on. Pitot we want on. We don't want transfer. Why am I not moving forwards? What did I miss?
Chocks.
I thought I did the chocks. Oh, the simulation is paused. That's why it's paused the sim. That's why. Okay, let's go again. Yep, there we go. My P key was pausing the sim. I don't see your aircraft again. It's disappeared you. Might have to invite me to a group. If that's okay.
Okay, let's try that first.
Thanks. It's weird, I see somebody else on the radar thing, but again I don't see your aircraft. Jane, hi, welcome in, I hope you're well. Els Gaming, I think it is on here. Yeah, Els Gaming. Having issues of not seeing the other aircraft. I can see other people on the map. I just can't see you. You disappeared again. Which is weird. So yeah, basically Linda's going to take lead. I may have taxied past you. Maybe that's why I can't see you. I received a friend request. Let's add you as a friend. Accept. Cool. That's done. Okay, I now see your name tag behind me. Yeah, there we go. There's the aircraft. Weird that it does that, but there we go. Yeah, so what we're going to do in talking about today is basically formation transition. So going from one position to the next, back out again or coming across. There's, depending on what level you're flying, what aircraft you're flying, all of those kind of things, there's lots of different brevity you can use for this. We're going to keep it fairly loose today. Linda, I'm going to be transitioning, or I'm going to be moving over to your right side, or I'm going to nudge over to your right side. We're going to keep it very, very loose. When we fly next week, we're going to be the L39. We're going to be flying faster. So when you're flying faster, you want to try and keep the comms down and as low as much as possible and as short as possible. So I could be turn around and say, Linda, I'm going to go slot. Keep it very quick and very quiet, doing that. Rather than I'm going to form up behind you, or keep it nice and loose, which you'd be doing if you're doing like kind of just friends flying around, really. Cool. We are parked up here for a second. Let's just do some run-up checks. Everything is good. Fuel is on normal. Get our prop up a little bit. Autopilot. I don't need the autopilot. I'm not going to be doing that. We're going to put our taxi lights on, position and strobe on. We'll do our landing lights when we get to the runway. ELT is armed. Everything's uncaged. We are good. So we are starting at 7,500 roughly, 7,550 feet. So we'll typically, Linda, will typically go around about 8,000 feet. Your discretion.
Yeah.
Your discretion. I will follow you. Yeah. Cool. Do we see? Okay, awesome. Linda is next to us there. Just cool. I can't see out my right. There we go. Behind us, just over there. So we are in the Diamond DA. Oh, I forgot the plane. 40. Thank you very much. In the Diamond DA40 compared to the Cessna 172 we were in last week. A lot more visibility in this aircraft, which is nice. So I wanted to show you last week can be quite restricted in terms of the 152s, the 172s. This week, the DA40s are really good for visibility from this point of view, apart from this massive great big thing up here. You're excited to see this? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, it'd be nice to fly formation. Linda, you've disappeared. I assume you're in a menu?
You disappeared too.
Okay, you may have to invite me to a group then. The friend thing didn't just work. Now you're back. Weird. Weird. Okay, invite me to the group and then at least we can definitely see each other. There is somebody down the other end of the runway hovering, Unvirus25. Great name. I might be able to do that. Let's give it a go. Group, I will...
Shows you offline.
Okay, I've sent you an invite. That should work, hopefully. We'll see when you come out the menu if you appear. Yeah, so the route we're flying today is literally straight out of runway 03 up to the Grand Canyon, over the visitor center, drop down into the valley, along this great big crevice that's here, and a rough route around, flying north, and then we're going to come and land up into a very dirt strip up here. I checked it out earlier today. It's a cool little dirt strip. So we can be doing that. It's where I see other players, but I don't see... Oh, there you are. You're back. You're outside your... There you go. There you are. Hopefully that will work. We'll see. One of the things, if you lose formation, if you lose sight of somebody, is to pull away, which when you're in the Grand Canyon you need to be very careful of. You need to pull away safely and then reacquire them, so look for them out the window. The good thing with the tablet is it does show other aircraft in your vicinity. So if I zoom in here, we can see there's Linda's aircraft there. So if we lose sight, we can use the tablet to track as well. It's a great little tablet. There we go. So there's Linda taxiing. We will follow out. My bloody sim keeps pausing. Stop pausing. That's why you couldn't see me. My sim was paused again. And you've disappeared. It's annoying. Why have you disappeared? Let me just check my settings again.
Yeah, me too, because...
You were there 1 second, then you disappeared. Are you in the group? You're not in the group.
Yeah, I am. At
According,
least it said I am.
according to this
Yeah,
and
I am.
current group. Oh yeah, you are in the group. Okay. Now, as soon as I go to escape, you appear, which is weird. Let me just check my settings for online. Multiplayer is on, yes. Show multiplayer aircraft in close proximity is definitely on. That's what we need, so that's fine. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. I see your name tag. I'll now see your aircraft again. If it does that, I'll keep hitting pause and we'll go from there. Make sure our flaps are up because they were down. So we'll keep the... Sure, go ahead, sorry.
I'd probably use flaps at this density altitude.
Sure. Mine are going fully down. I don't have that set, so I'm going to keep mine up. It'll be fine. Keep mine up. When you're flying in formation, you can do takeoff in formation. So normally you would go center of the runway. Linda, if you don't mind picking a side, I'll go the other. You're going left?
Left side.
Okay, left side, I'll go right side. Normally you pre-plan all of this as well. But again, if you don't, when would you just talk like this when your friend's flying? I'm not lined up. Okay.
Got you.
So, because Linda is lead, Linda is 1. I am 2. So if it was brevity, Linda would say brakes on running up. I would just reply 2. I don't need to say brakes on running up. I'm just saying 2 to confirm I've heard what she said and I'm doing the same. And brakes release. At that point, I wouldn't say anything. I'd just go. Because again, she needs to concentrate on flying and going down the runway and not me talking. So, we'll go ahead.
Brakes on.
Tick.
Up.
See you.
Brakes off.
Okay, so what I'm doing at this point is I'm making sure I'm going straight down the runway whilst also keeping an eye on where Linda is. Okay, airborne as well. Fixed gear, I don't need to worry about that.
Flaps up.
Flaps up. Sloth, Linda's going to be teaching the Skies and Dolls flying. I know we talked about me teaching you flying as well. Linda's going to be doing that with Skies and Dolls. There's another course which I'm going to be helping out on, which would be very cool. I'll probably stream that as well, so you'll be able to learn a lot from that. Do you mind just powering back slightly once you're settled, please? Just so I can catch up. So I'm still in the same position. I'm a little bit further back on the right-hand side. I'm going to power back, otherwise I will overshoot. So one of the things, and there's a unique challenge to this when you're flying in formation, whether you're flying on the wing, copy, whether you're flying on the wing or you're flying lead, is to, if you're flying lead, is kind of let other people know what you're doing. What kind of speed you're doing, what altitude you're doing. At the moment we're still taking off, so that's fine. There's the road that goes off to the visitor centre from the airport down there. You can see the Grand Canyon just over here. So in this instance, Linda didn't call out that she was turning, but I can see her wings moving. So what I'm doing is, if you see her wings there, I'm lining her wings up with my dash, because that's the only reference I've got really. Copy that. When you hear the red arrows, when you hear the Thunderbirds, when you hear the Blue Angels, they're doing a lot of call out. So it's holding the bank now, for the red arrows, those kind of things. That's basically calling out to the rest of the formation what they're doing. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to find a good site reference picture, because there's nothing really here that would give me a good reference picture. So if I want to come on Linda's right wing, I'm lining the tip of her wing here, the little sharklet here, with the center of my primary flight display, my PFD. I know that if I keep that position, I'm going to keep in a pretty good position. And I can keep that position and I can go close and close and close. I'll slowly gain the speed. They're not very responsive on throttle. Sorry, say again?
100 knots.
100 knots, copy that. So as I start closing in here, I'm basically just trying to keep that sharklet in the middle of my screen there. Closing in very slowly. Linda's called 100 knots, so I know that if I'm going 101, I'm going to have a 1 knot closure. There's no air brakes in this thing, so I've got to be very careful on the throttle. I'm doing very gentle movements, keeping that sharklet, that winglet, in the center of my PFD as I'm slowly closing in, and you've disappeared again. Okay, so Linda's disappeared. I could potentially crash. So what I will do is peel off to the right, reduce my speed. So I'm going to reduce to 90 knots, and I'm off to the right hand side. There we are. Come back in again. The sim's reacquired you. I'm going to come and rejoin up. So if you lose formation, if you lose sight, as long as there's no aircraft to the right hand side of you, pull off to the right hand side, or if you're on the left, pull off to the left. Reduce your speed, so you're not going to crash in, because if you accelerate, there we go. Whoa, you're jumping around. If the sim's going to be all jumpy, I'll do a loose formation today.
I'm gonna turn to 090 in 3, 2, 1. Mark.
Two. So Linda's turning. I'm keeping an eye on where Linda's wings are. I'm keeping an eye on my speed. She's at 100 knots. I'm at 122. So I'm at 20 knot closure rate. I need to be reducing power to make sure I just come in, and it's gone again.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on today.
Having issues with the sim. I'm gonna again reduce my speed back. I'll keep a little distance. I'll wait for it to reacquire you and keep my distance a bit. The other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come around in this bowl that's here until it reacquires you. So I'm going to be turning around in this bowl. There we go. There you're back. I'm going to keep my distance. It's
I think that's smart today.
it's having an issue with me coming too close, which is fine. Okay, so again, how do you reacquire somebody? So I'm going to talk about two different things today: lag pursuit and lead pursuit. There's many other ways you can pursue an aircraft or intercept an aircraft. Again, these are typically military terms. That's where formation flying comes from, typically is military things. So Linda right now is quite far ahead of me doing this. So I'm on MS, store, not on Steam. It's made you disappear yet again. Are you on Steam, Linda, or are you on SimStore?
I got it on SimStore.
SimStore, okay. Yeah, having some issues. Let me hit escape. Come back again. Sometimes that brings you back in. It's not. That's fine. So I'm going to imagine Linda's somewhere over there, because that's where she was. I'm at 108 knots. So I'm going to slow up, make sure I'm at 100 knots. We said about 8,000 feet. This is the beautiful Grand Canyon. I'll show you the view while this sorts out. Absolutely amazing in the sim. There's somebody else over there in an X-Cub, which is weird. I don't see you, but I see an X-Cub over there. Absolutely amazing scenery. This is Flight Sim 24. Available on Game Pass. I'm flying it on Game Pass. So essentially I get the sim for free on Game Pass, which is amazing. And I absolutely love flying in this sim. Okay, I've still lost you. Do you mind hitting escape and then escape again? It might just bring you back in. See if it picks you up on the tablet. It's got you on the tablet. Are you low or high? What's your altitude, please?
Altitude 7,800.
Okay. Okay.
And my heading is 099.
I think you're just off my left wing. Let me just go to external view. The tablet showing an aircraft. There you are. You are behind me.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So in this instance, Linda's up there behind me. I've gone ahead. So what I do is I safely depart off to the right. I'm going to go full power. Linda will keep her course. I'm make sure that I'm not going to be crashing into anything down here. So I'm doing a flat turn essentially. I'm gaining altitude a little bit. That's more a flat turn there. We keep it on the horizon line. We're coming around, looking out the cockpit. I'm going to roll out. There we go. Okay, so there's Linda up there. We'll use the tablet as well for reference. There we go. Okay, I'm at 130 knots. I'm pretty much at max power. You can see there I'm in the yellow line. So what I'm going to do here is talk about lag pursuit and lead pursuit. So I'm currently behind. if you're coming up to intercept an aircraft, from behind you're going to be doing lag pursuit. There's no other way of doing this. You can't do a lead pursuit unless Linda started turning. Now I know Linda's going to start turning in a second, otherwise she's going to hit that canyon wall. So right now I'm still in lag pursuit. I'm coming on a tail. If I can see her turning, I then point my aircraft ahead of her aircraft. There's my nose.
Rolling out.
Copy that. If I point my nose ahead of her aircraft, I'm then in a lead pursuit. If you imagine drawing a line straight from my nose, straight in front of where Linda's currently is, then I'm going to intercept her on the front of her aircraft. Okay, you can see your aircraft's coming up closer now. I'm going to reduce my throttle because I'm at a 20 knot closure. I'm going to switch back over to the right hand side. And it's nice gentle movements on the stick. I'm not doing any crazy movements. Nice and gentle on the stick. There we go. I'm down to the same speed, 100 knots. So that was me idle on a 20 knot closure. I'm going to stay around about here because it's nice and safe. So what reference points do I use here? Because I can't use the middle of my PFD. I can't use my arrow in the middle of my PFD to get an alignment here. I'm a little bit slow. I'm 90 knots, so I'm going to fall back. So what I'm looking at is, okay, well I can look at Linda's wingtip that's there, and I can look at a line down my dashboard, which is here where the air vent is. And this big line that's down here. Let me pull it back. I'm closing too fast.
Next turn.
Copy that. And by keeping her sharklet, her fin, on that reference point, I know I'm in a good position. And this is a loose position. We talked about close and loose last time. So this is a loose position. You saw there the sim was a little bit laggy, a little bit bumpy, wavy around as well. And with wind as well, you'll get that. So being in a loose position isn't a bad thing. You don't need to fly that close to each other. Remember the rules before? It was 1 nautical mile. We are definitely within 1 nautical mile of each other. And again, I can be looking out the window, looking at all the scenery, looking back up, just checking my reference point on Linda, checking my speed. But enjoy the view. The whole point of flying is to look out the aircraft, especially in the Grand Canyon. Let's do this. If you want to do a wing over and dive in, Linda, I'm happily follow you down close to the canyon. Okay, Sim's being a little... There's me overtaken again. Just tell me which direction you're going before, because I'm on your right side.
Roger. Let's follow the river for a bit.
Okay, copy that. Following you.
Descending.
Okay, sending down. So what our bodies will be doing at this point, because we're pushing the nose over, is we get a little bit of 0G. We're pushing up into our straps.
Bit of nausea.
Bit of nausea. I'd definitely be feeling a bit of nausea. I'm now flight idle, because you can see I'm actually gaining on Linda with the speed. Do you mind powering up a little bit? Because I'm at 120 and can't hold it. Thanks. Again, communicate. I'm getting too close to you. Do you mind powering up? Just a little bit. Perfect. Thank you. That was me at idle, but because my nose is coming down at flight idle, I'm still doing 120 knots. I'm still going to gain. There we go. Now, when you're coming down this close to a canyon floor, depending on your height, if you're really low, the best place to be is in slot, which is where we are right now, is behind Linda. So slot position is Linda's aircraft is directly off of my nose. There we go, straight off my nose. By being in slot, I can make sure if we're in a windy canyon, like up ahead there, you see the river comes down and you see the cutout in the gorge. If we were flying through there, I don't want to be on Linda's wing because I'm going to be close to the ground. I'm going to be close to one of the sides of the canyons. This big area we are now, we've got a lot of space. There's at least a mile on either wing before we're going to hit something. So I can be on formation on the right side. Now I'm going to transition over. So Linda, I'm going to transition to echelon left.
Copy.
So I've told Linda I'm going to be moving. Echelon, if you remember, is staggered out on the wing. And left and right side. So I'm currently echelon right. I'm going to move over to slot, which is here. Small movements on the stick. I'm powering up slightly. And then now I'm on echelon left. I'm in Linda's left wing, a little behind. Okay, Linda, I'm going to slide back into slot. So I've said my intentions. I'm going to slide back into slot. Sliding is moving very, very slowly. There we go. And I'm correcting for my wings being the same height and the same level as Linda right now. So I'm now currently in slot.
Okay.
Now, if we were down low in that actual canyon bit by the river, then I'd have a lot more distance between us. Because if she has issues and trouble, she doesn't need to worry about me being on her wing or being in slot or something like that, basically. And all I'm doing, I'm looking for the small corrections, looking at her wings, keeping them level with my dashboard that's in front of me here. Or the horizon line on my primary flight display, my PFD, down below here. Down there, you can see that white line. As long as I've kept my wings that line level with Linda, we're all good. So we're now flying in the Grand Canyon. I'm closing in, so I'm going to throttle up. Just because I want to get some distance. I want to enjoy looking out the window as well. Like, that's very close rock formations we're close to. Now with this aircraft, as you can see, I'm dropping quite low down below. I've got this big grey thing here I can't see. So I definitely want to pitch my nose up. So Linda is in the middle of my canopy frame here. She's now coming to the right. She doesn't need to tell me. I can see her wings are moving. If you're doing fast formation, which we're going to do next week in the L39, we're going to be going faster through the Canadian Rockies, and you'll hear the difference in the calls that we're giving to each other. Again, we've got canyon wall just off our right hand side over here. Let me just zoom the map out.
Following to the left.
Copy that, to the left. So Linda's giving me a good call out there. The reason for that, there's a big canyon on the right. If she was going that way, she'd say she's going to the right. She's coming to the left. Okay, lost line of sight. Your aircraft disappeared again. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to carry on with the river.
Sound cut out immediately.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to keep 90 knots because I know Linda's at 100, so Linda should be ahead of me. Just in case the sim spawns her back in, which it has done just above us, I think. Looking at the tablet. We'll give it a second to kick back in. I'm going to keep it 90 knots, 85 knots. I'm a little bit low. There she is, over there. Okay, so now we're going to form back up again. So this is good practice for rejoining. I'm going to throttle up. We'll come over to the canyon walls. You can see the detail in the sim is amazing. Look at the detail of those rocks. It's so good. I'm going to keep an eye on where Linda is. Make sure we're not going to hit the rocks. Make sure we don't hit Linda. I'm throttling up, throttling down, just keeping my power there. Now you see what happens if I do big movements on the stick whilst I'm trying to regain formation. I'm going to be flying right past. Okay, it's lost you again. That's fine, I'm going to throttle back. Make sure we're going slower than you. But essentially, if I'm doing big swinging movements like this across, it's hard to then keep that formation. So what you're going to be doing is nice. I'm literally doing very gentle movements on my stick like this. I'm doing slow movements. If you do the wings too much like this, you'll find it a lot harder to form up on somebody. I think it spawned you back in. No visual right now. I'll keep an eye. I can see you on the tablet, but I don't have a visual of you. I'm currently 3,280 indicated and 85 knots.
99 knots, 3,400.
Copy that. Okay, so about 100 feet above. Still can't see you. The tablet's got you, but I'm going to keep down here. That's fine. So what I want to do if I'm rejoining somebody, if I imagine Linda's in front of me here, I can hear your engine somewhere. Then I want to do small movements. I want to anticipate the movement of my aircraft over to the aircraft in front of me, and then I roll my wings level in time that I'm going to be in exactly that position. You may need to do a little correction as well. There you go, visual. Closing in. Just having a little issue today for some reason.
Getting slightly tighter up here.
That's fine. Just be aware of your climb out rate on this is not great, but it does, I think, taper out into a nice valley. Okay, so you see Linda's in front of us now. I've got Linda on my nose. If I was over on this side and I wanted to come onto Linda's right wing, as I transition over, I need to anticipate where I'm going to be and then basically bank my aircraft to the left to try and keep that position. Yeah, it's having some issues. Either you or I have got some internet issues today. 1 second you're on the right hand wall, the next you're above me. It's lost you again. That's fine. It's fine.
I got nothing running.
Yeah, I had this with Freya the other day. There we go.
Yeah,
It's
it does
put it
say
back on.
skipped frames detected.
Okay, could be that.
So
No worries, it's fine. I've got you again. I can see you. Now you can see the issue I've got here is there's Linda in a white aircraft against a big white rock in the back. Now if I didn't have the labels on, she'd be quite hard to spot. So what you can do is you can either drop down, so then she's silhouetted against the blue sky, like that.
Esther.
Got you. Now I can see her because she's against the blue sky. So then it's easier for me to join up and formate up on her. Again, I'm still in slot. I'm keeping that slot position. I don't want to be on the right side because we are currently heading towards that big canyon wall. If I was on the right side and Linda left it a little too late, you've gone again. That's fine. A little too late, I'm going to be crashing into this canyon wall that's directly, or I'm going to be doing evasive maneuvers to make sure I'm safe and I'm not crashing, but then I could crash my aircraft into hers, which we don't want to do.
Neither. Not the wall, not me.
No, neither at all. Okay, so I'm going to keep following the river around. I'm going to keep my speed at 90. I'm going to come down.
Ready for the climb out.
Copy that. It's brought it back on the tablet. I'm going low just to show the amazing sim.
Yeah, we can follow it around a bit until turning point 4.
Yeah, copy that.
And then fly towards the other airport.
No
That's
worries. I've got you about 300 feet above me. I'm low down on the river. 2940 indicated. It's not really low. It's not that low. There's still there's space there between me and the water.
I did this in an F-35. Now that's a challenge.
Yeah, that would be a challenge. That really would be a challenge. Again,
But
I'm
it is-
keeping an eye. Sorry. No, please go ahead.
It is beautiful. I
That's
mean,
amazing.
You can see every detail.
Yeah, every little detail on the rocks. I just realised I'd sped up to 120 knots. I may have taken lead below you. I'll be careful on the climb out. Yeah, the detail on these rocks is stunning. Even like the grainy stuff on the ground.
Yep.
Someone else is buzzing us. I just
yeah,
heard
I
it.
had him at 12 o'clock.
Yeah. I'm 94 knots. I'm good. I think you've climbed out over the canyon wall. I'm still low in the canyon at the moment. No, I've got a hell of a climb out here, so I'm going to say my intentions. So, Linda, I'm going to power up and climb out on the wall. Currently heading 314 on the climb out. Correction, 300 on the climb out. So I'm now full power because we need to get out of this canyon. You've just flickered up in front of me.
Yeah, it's like it's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, that's fine.
Also on the climb out, nose is 15 up, speed is running back slightly.
Copy that. It's saying you're above me. I'm going to come right 10 just to make sure I don't hit you. So I'm climbing out at 320. Now my speed is still reducing whilst I'm climbing out. Now, am I going to make it over this canyon wall? I don't know. I'm at full power and my speed is reducing. So I'm not going to make it above this canyon wall. So what I do, I say my intentions. I'm going to come right to the east and climb out on the shallow bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So I'm coming over here.
Lead is same.
Copy. Coming round to 090. whilst I'm still climbing. Come around 081, 3, 5, 6, 7.
Here.
Copy that. So 090, we're on the climb out. We're at 5,000 feet. Our speed has increased because we leveled our nose a little bit. We should be good now to turn back. Artuda, slapping stickers over my face. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. So now we're clear of the canyon. I'm now going to slowly bring my aircraft around to the left. And then I'm going to turn back to waypoint 4 and start heading over towards the airfield.
Lead sync.
Copy that. I see your icon on the EFB, but I don't see you in the sky. It's fine. What I'm continuously... Bird strike. Is that what it was? Bird strike. Bird strike. Bird strike. What, in the Grand Canyon? That would not be good. That would not be good at Tudors, but thank you for that. Bird soup melange. Okay, I'm currently 120 knots, heading 229.
100 knots, 167 at 6,700. And
Copy
about
that.
to line up with the GPS.
There you go, you've just spawned in front of me. I see you now.
Yeah.
Tally. When you see somebody, tally. You can say I see you, or tally is the thing. Comes back to the old day. Tally ho, 2 o'clock.
Ellie, yep.
Yeah, to this time, very well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tally ho, I can see, I can see your name marker, I can't see your aircraft just yet. I can see a dot in the distance, so that's fine. So we are now going to do, again, we're going to do a lead pursuit, because I can see Linda's turning. If I do a lead pursuit and put my throttle up, then I should close in a shorter distance than if I was doing a lag pursuit behind. Oh, you've gone again. It's having a day today. Oh, you're on my left wing. Now you're gone again. You're back, you're gone, you're back, you're gone, you're back, you're gone. I'm going to do a 10-degree parallel line with the nav. So what that means is you can see that pink line on my nav. I'm going to basically come out 10 degrees roughly. I'm going to follow that line, but I'm going to be offset of it because I know Linda's going to be flying on that line. So there's my aircraft. And you can see on my AHARS down here, it's not AHARS, I can't think what it's called. Attitude indicator, ADI, attitude direction indicator, brain freeze went there. That's the line. We're roughly 10 degrees offset of the line that we want to go. We can come left 254, but we are 10 degrees offset of that line. So as long as I follow that line perfectly, okay, we've got visual on Linda again now, but as long as I follow that line with that 10 degrees offset, I know I'm not going to hit into her if we have any connection issues like this kind of stuff. So as long as you declare, there you are, you're back again on my left wing. Hang on. Something's having some issues today. I'm deviating, let's come back. So now what I'm doing instrument flying because I'm checking against my instruments. I'm not looking out the window. I want to make sure that that little line here where it says GPS is over the middle of that dot. So I want to make sure I'm offset of the direction I need to go into. There we go. I'm going to keep flying that instrument. Okay, I see you ahead above me in the trees. I'm doing 106 knocks. 106 knocks? Knots even. I don't know what a knock is, but I'm doing it. I'm going to speed up a little bit. I can see you quite far ahead of me, which is fine. Again, I'm keeping an eye on this instrument. I'm cross-checking. My eyes are looking over to see if I can see our aircraft. Ask ChatGPT would have slammed me into that canyon wall too, as I can tell you that. I can tell you that for $1. Again, I want to be keeping my direct track, which is DTK here, at 250. So I want to be flying 250, not drifting around. And I want to keep this GPS line here over this little white dot, which means I'm roughly 10 degrees offset, which is good. Going to power back. I'm still climbing, so I'm looking at my instruments. My synthetic instrument is showing me there's a canyon here. I'm 3 degrees pitch above that. As long as this triangle here, which is indicating in my wings, is above this horizon line, we shouldn't hit into anything. Keep an eye on the synthetic vision here, making sure we're still above all these hills. I'm not even looking out the window, I can look purely at instruments. I'm IFR right now. Tally your aircraft. I am about 4 o'clock, probably about a mile back.
Okay, I'm reducing speed because the runway is coming up.
Copy that. Okay, I've lost visual of you, so I'm going to power back to 95 knots. Then close my eyes. There you go. Closing my eyes, flying. I'm holding my stick in a 3 degree pitch attitude with my wings level. I could hold this all day and not look and I'd be fine. 100 knots. I'm about... Yeah, I see you now. Okay, I know you're going to turn right to the runway. So I'm going to cross over the top of you. Tally you crossing. Crossing over the top of you. Now. I'm now going to look at my right wing. And we don't have visual, so I'm literally going to keep flying in this direction. I'm now going to fly 10 degrees offset the line the other direction. So what we're looking for down here is this bar swings out to the little dot. And bring myself back onto a 250 track. You can see it's still coming out because I'm still not on track right now. Linda is off our right wing somewhere. There she is, over there. I'm slightly ahead, so I will make sure I extend the turn. Passenger, yeah, there's a passenger there. Passengers in the aircraft. So what I did there, I'm looking out the window there, but I wasn't looking out the front, and I dipped my nose down, so I've got to be very careful. I'm at 80 odd knots. In-flight entertainment. What do you fancy watching, Atudis? What movie is your fancy today? Okay, we're keeping an eye on our altitude and our altitude. Imagine I didn't have this icon on here on the tablet, but I know Linda is over on my right wing. She's going to be turning where it says custom at that point. I'm going to extend out for about 30 seconds and then I would turn. Again, it's making sure we're deconflicting. Snakes on the plane! Shrek 1, 2, 3 and 4. Shrek Marathon sounds amazing. The goddamn mother snakes on the plane. Okay, I've lost visual of you. There you are, you're back up there. That's fine. Keeping at 90 knots. So Linda's doing the turn. I'm now going to do a turn. And if I turn around, keeping my nose raised, making sure I'm still climbing so I don't hit these trees. There we go. I can now fly back on track. I know that I'm probably about a mile to 2 miles behind Linda now. Plenty of Shrek marathons already. I have. We've done lots of Shrek. Lots of Frozen, lots of Shrek. I know Moo likes Shrek. We both like Shrek as well. Okay, I'm now trimming the aircraft. I'm now hands off. So I'm just making sure the aircraft is flying. I'm going to keep my speed at about 90 knots. Let's get the wings level. Just doing little bits of trim. When you're trimming an aircraft, you're trimming it to the speed. So I'm holding 90 knots. So I've trimmed my aircraft to 90 knot speed. If I now, with hands off the stick, put the throttle forward, the aircraft will climb because I'm adding more power and it's trimmed for 90 knots. If I reduce power, the aircraft will bring its nose down, which is essentially what you should be doing when you're landing, is you trim your speed to land and you don't fly, you don't move the stick forward, you're reducing power, so essentially your aircraft is doing this because you're trimmed at that speed.
Where is the freaking runway?
Oh, it's in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I passed it.
Yeah. Yep, it's down here. On my nose, this is the runway, the dirt strip here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to follow the pattern around. There is like a big divot on the left-hand side of the runway. Essentially where there's like a browny coloured grass strip, like a greeny brown thing, that's where the strip comes up parallel to that. But I'm going to enter the pattern. Tally visual U.
Tally.
Okay, I'm going to reduce my speed. I'm going to come around and follow this TRDP 3, 2, 1 and come on to finals. Keep an eye on my altitude. I'm doing a flat turn, so I'm above these trees. Keeping an eye on my primary flight display. Okay, we're going to rejoin this purple line. I'll go in first if you want. I'm coming under you. I'm currently at your 3 o'clock low. There's the strip down there. It's literally this little dirt strip thing in the ground here. Reducing speed. 68 knots, flaps on full. Landing lights coming on. I'm going to extend my turn. Bringing my turn around 60 knots, keeping an eye on my speed as I turn because I'm going to lose speed in the turn. Feet are on the rudder pedals for any crosswind. Keeping my altitude 9,100 feet. There's the runway. Idle power. Get rid of the tablet. Okay. Doing a go around, I've overcooked the runway. So I'm going around, full power, flaps are up. It depends. I took lead at that point, Slav. So I said my intentions, which is I'll land first. So Linda will then be looking for me to see where I am. Need to climb out over the top of these trees. I'm rejoining the pattern. Looking out my window, I spot her aircraft. Picked the wrong day to stop sniffing crew. Clear. Keep an eye on these hills here because they're quite high, as you can see, coming up. Reducing our speed. Okay, reducing speed. Flaps are going to come down at 80.
Yep. Missed approach.
Copy that. So yeah, Sloth, Linda needs to know where I am. I need to know where she is. She's called Missed Approach. I know she's going around. And then I would call... there's the spot I'm landing, is there. Okay, turning base. Copy that. Turning base, flaps down. Gears already down. Letting the altitude come off. Keep an eye on my speed. Looking for my touchdown point. Turning finals. Short finals. Okay, here's the dirt strip in front of us. I'm going to try and touch down. My speed's quite high. I'm idle right now. Flaps fall down. And I'm still at 80 knots. Okay. There's a white cross, meaning we shouldn't land here, but we're going to land here anyway. Okay, we're on the grass. We are down. Brakes are on. Brakes are still on. I'm going to come right slightly, otherwise we're going to hit those trees. Both of my brakes are still on. My throttle's idle. Keep an eye on the terrain. It's not a great strip to land on this one. You've got to be about 50 knots to land on that thing. But we're bouncing all over the ground. I want to make sure we don't go into this little hill that's here. Okay, clear of the runway. Right, if you see where we've stopped, there's a hole here. So when you're doing this kind of landing on dirt and grass and things, I should have stopped way back there. I came in way too fast. I should have powered up and taken off. But we're here. I'm gonna come around this little bowl that's here. There's the road down there. Okay, tally you on the ground. It's very bumpy.
Yeah, pretty bumpy.
Yeah. Well, that was a bump. These aren't the kind of planes to bring on a dirt strip, but I thought it'd be fun.
It's a challenge.
It is. Cool. You parking up there? I'll come park up next to you. Again, making sure our wings aren't going to strike. Make sure there's enough separation. Looking for the position. There we go. Perfect. Parking brake goes on. And we cut our engines.
And that is how we do that.
That is how we do it. Fuel off. Why is my engine not stopped? Not got any mixture. I've got warnings. My engine's not turned off.
Fuel master switch.
Oh, it's because I've got the fuel pump on still. No, fuel master switch is off. My engine is still spinning. Weird. Literally, electronics master is off. Engine master off. There we go. That's because I had the engine master on. Thank you. Cool. There we go. We can get out the aircraft. Have a nice picnic. Listen to the birds. And this is what I love about flying in the sim. You can hear the geese and stuff there and things. You can hear the birds. You can see the divots in the ground there where an aircraft's come past. Probably me flying past over here. So yeah, like where we're going to fly in the Rockies next week with the L-39, I quite often take the Cub craft up there and fly around the Rockies and then go and land somewhere like this. Have lunch. It's beautiful. It's so good. So yeah, that's principles of basically formatting back up on someone is in slots, echelon right, echelon left, transitioning between those two, giving clear communications. Next week, the communications between us will be a lot shorter because we're flying a lot faster. We're going to be in jets, so it'll be a lot faster. There's Linda standing next to a plane. I love this way. You just walk around and in the sim as well. I don't have it enabled right now, but you can actually go up to somebody and talk to them as well in the sim, which is really cool. The sim is available on Game Pass. I haven't paid for this. This is part of my Game Pass subscription. So yeah, please go check it out. FS24. Thank you to Linda for leading the flight today. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
It's very good. Unfortunately, we've got these issues of the aircraft appearing, but it was good from a training point of view to show, okay, aircraft disappeared. These are the procedures I'm doing to get away safely and then to come back safely and do that, basically. And the main thing you're doing when you're flying formation is to be safe with each other. If you're two friends going out and flying, if you've got more people with you, you need to be more conscious of the other people around you as well. So if I'm here and there's an aircraft on my right, I've got to be careful not to drift into their airspace or into their bubble. Remember I talked about bubble before? Drifting into their bubble when they're doing that.
Situational awareness.
Yeah, basically. So if you imagine Linda's up front here, I'm behind and there's an aircraft here on my wing, and I go, we won't go to Vic formation, remember, which is the V that I talked about last week. I would transition over to the left, on the left wing, and I'd say my intentions is I'm sliding over to the left. Okay, and then number 3 over here, because Linda is 1, I'm 2, this is number 3. 3 then basically comes up on the right wing, and then we're flying in Vic formation. If we're in that formation and Linda as lead calls echelon right, then 3 would slide back, leaving me space to then slide back over, come in position, and then we'd be in that line on that echelon doing that. Duratas, how are you doing? Hope you're well. But yeah, thanks to Linda as well. My chat saying thank you to you as well for that. It was a good session. It was good. I want to try and keep these short. The first one, there was a lot of stuff to go through. I want to try and keep these ones to an hour maximum. So next Wednesday evening, same time again, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. UK. We're going to be flying the L-39 in the Canadian Rockies. It's a faster jet aircraft. It's a training aircraft used by still a lot of military around the world. I think Lucy mentioned Top Gun earlier. I think Maverick owns an L-39, if I'm not mistaken. So I think I can't think of his name.
No, he.
Tom Cruise.
Doesn't.
He doesn't.
Uh,
Okay. I know he's got the Mustang.
The L39 that they used was fitted with a high definition
The
camera.
high def. That was it. Yeah, with the high def camera. That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they used it as a trailing aircraft
The
in
trailing.
that area.
That's the
Yep.
one. Zoomies. Yeah, super fast. It's going to be fast. There is a beautiful river route that I normally fly in a Cubcraft, but in the L39 is going to be even more fun. We'll fly that route. We're really going to throw this about because I want to show you the differences. The Cessna 172, the DA40 we've flown just now are quite slow aircraft, like 120 knots. 120 knots formation is still quite fast. The Cessna we were doing about 80 to 100. This is 120. The L39 would probably be close to 200 knots, if not more. So when you're doing turns, when you're doing those things, it's even more important for lead to do the call outs, like Linda was doing there. Coming 090 in 3, 2, 1. I'm anticipating that 1 or the 0 for Linda to turn to make sure I don't slam straight into her, basically. So I would power back a little bit, and as she's coming round, I'd be maintaining that position. So you'll see that next week. So that's going to be really, really good fun. He did fly one with James Corden. That's right, he did. That's why I thought you had one. He did fly one with James Corden. I remember James going in the back, screaming his head off.
I mean, he's got his own Vision jet, I think.
Yeah, he can fly them. He can fly them.
He can fly anything. I mean, helicopters, jets,
the whole shebang. Yeah, 100%. Jane, you're more than welcome. Thank you for setting up this amazing Skies and Dolls community with Alison, with Av Angel as well. Like, I'm having a blast with the girls in the community. It's absolutely amazing. I'm super active in there. Everyone is, and I'm looking forward to. We're going to do 2 more of these, the formation ones. So we're going to do next week in the L39. The last one we're going to do in 2 weeks' time. I'm going to be pursuing an Airbus or a Boeing. So I'm going to or we should I say are going to we're on his 6. We were inverted. So we're going to basically pursuing an airliner and talking about lead pursuit and lag pursuit. When I'm going to be in the F18, or I'll be in the airliner and Linda will be in the F18. We'll figure that one out between us. A380. I don't have an A380 in the sim. We could do an A330 formation flying. No, we can do the 320 but the 320 is part of default. We could do the 310 or the 320 formation. That's easy. Any aircraft is easy in formation. The bigger the aircraft, the slower it turns. That's all you've got to think about, basically. But yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to Jane again. I'm glad you enjoyed this, and I think I'm glad you made it as well. I appreciate you taking time out of your day as well to come check us out as well. So yeah, sorry.
I'm off.
You're off. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and hang out as well. That's cool. I'm not going to raid out because I want to keep these ones to a short one. I'm going to be back on doing F16 flying on Friday with Buddy, actually. I'm going to be jumping in the aircraft Buddy for the first time. Linda knows the F16 inside out, so we're going to taking some lead from Linda. I'm not sure about Friday, your availability, but Buddy and I are literally going to be sitting in a cold dark jet going, what do we press? Going through checklists, reading guides. Linda's provided us some really nice guides for the F16, for the Viper. So I'm going to be doing a DCS series on a Friday and flying fast jets, which I love as well. So that's cool. Sloth, you are more than welcome. I'm glad you got to see it. You're hopping off to bed. Have fun with the kids tomorrow. Lots of love to you. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, the F16 is crazy good during TAS. It really is good. So yeah, we're not going to raid out. I'm going to end the stream there. And then yeah, come check us out on Friday. Wobbs, Duratas, and Trez, I'm going to be jumping on Arc in a minute. Wobbs, I'll drop your roll rat off for you as well while I remember it. I'm doing that. But yeah, thanks to everybody for coming to the session. I hope it was good for you. I'll be putting the VOD up on YouTube and posting the link in the Skies and Dolls chat as well. And the VOD stays on Twitch for about a month, I think it is as well. But yeah, night everybody. Thank you so much. Love you all, and see you again for formation number 3 next Wednesday. Bye.